Hello, everyone. What's going on? How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. Welcome aboard, guys. It is match day. We are ready. We are live. We're just preparing. We're nervous. We're whatever you want to say, guys. It's Man United against Arsenal today, isn't it? In a massive game, which could potentially bring us up to fourth place in the Premier League, guys. Because, you know why? Because Liverpool lost again. Liverpool lost to Bournemouth yesterday by 3-2. So that is good news for Man United because we've got potentially could go into the fourth position. Of course, it's easier said than done. We're playing Arsenal away from home, and it's probably the most difficult game in probably Europe at the moment. Let's be real. Obviously, Arsenal are saying they're the best team in Europe. So if we beat Arsenal away, it's the best. I mean, we're beating the best team in Europe away from home, of course. And we've already beaten the champions away, of course, which is Liverpool. Champions no more, of course, this season. But guys, thank you for joining me. Before I start, don't forget to smash a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All that lovely jazz. Guys, thank you so much. We're going to get into it. Carlos Baleba. Now, obviously, I must have mentioned his name 1,000 times on Stretford Post. I think over the last year, I probably said that Carlos Baleba more than my own name. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, when we're thinking about it, guys. So Carlos Baleba to Manchester United is a real possibility. And why is it a real possibility? It's always been a real possibility. Brighton over Hove Albion are willing to reduce the price of Carlos Baleba by up to 40 million euros. Of course, the price tag was 115 million euros in the summer. It's now gone down 40 million euros. So around 75 million euros may do the trick. If my maths is right, of course. My maths has never been my strong point, of course, guys. But 40 million, it has been reduced. So Man United could come in with a cheeky offer of 65 plus 10 million in incentives. And then obviously that would work it up to 75 million. So that is around the price that Brighton and Hove Albion will be looking for Carlos Baleba. Of course, they are resigned to losing Carlos Baleba now as the player wants to leave. And it's pretty evident in his performances, of course, guys. Now, I did say at the end of October, Man United made a meeting with the entourage and stuff, and there was already agreement between Carlos Baleba and the player. They are in agreement. Man United and Carlos Baleba agree with each other. They both want each other. Baleba wants United. United want Carlos Baleba, of course, guys. So good news. However, I would say that Manchester United need to move on, and obviously it does look like Carlos Baleba will be a Manchester United player. I did say it. The reason I think this as well, also, which adds weight to this theory, is that no other team is chasing Carlos Baleba at the moment because they are resigned. That is going to Manchester United. He's already agreed to go to Man United. This is why no other team in England at the moment are chasing Carlos Baleba. Of course, guys. But that doesn't mean we rest on our laurels. That doesn't mean we sit back. Manchester United are quite evidently in for a number of midfielders at the moment. We are looking to bring in 3 midfielders. Now, obviously, the likes of Ugarte, Casemiro look likely. Casemiro definitely 100% as announced will be leaving the football club. Ugarte may be leaving the football club. It does look likely that Ugarte will be sold at the end of the season, or he may go on loan at the end of the season. Who knows, with an obligation to buy it. Obviously, Galatasaray and Ajax were very interested in Emmanuel Ugarte. Toby Collier, of course, is going back on loan, I believe, guys, and that leaves us with just Kobe Mainoo in that midfield. So what Man United need? Man United need a Carlos Baleba. Man United need an Adam Wharton. Man United need an Elliot Anderson. Those 3 players there are the 3 players that Man United are focusing on this summer. So Man United could quite possibly next season have a midfield of Carlos Baleba, Anderson, and Wharton. Wouldn't that be a dream, guys? Wouldn't that be an absolute dream? But of course, it's easier said than done. Lots of other clubs are in for Adam Wharton, including Real Madrid. Lots of other teams are interested in Anderson, including Manchester City. It does depend on Manchester United. Now, the Baleba one, regardless what happens in regards to Europe, he will be a Man United player. I'm pretty certain about that. I'd be shocked if he isn't. Guys, we know in football anything can happen, though. But in regards to Wharton and Anderson, it does depend on Manchester United, and it does depend whether Man United qualify for the Champions League, qualify for Europe. It's very important for our future aspirations that Man United qualify for Europe and get in that Champions League, because we can't fall further behind, guys. We haven't been in Europe in a while, so we need to get into Europe. Well, we were in Europe last season, but Europa League, but we haven't been in the Champions League for a while. We need to get back in that Champions League, and we need to get some of that Champions League money, guys, because if we don't, we're going to fall further and further behind into the abyss. Now, Man United are not far away from the top four, which is great. Of course, thank you to Ruben Amram, of course, guys. No one forget, people forget that old chestnut. But we are close to the top four, of course. And we got Arsenal today, which is a difficult game, of course. And I'm going to be doing my match preview a little bit later, but better late than never, of course, guys. I'm doing my match preview later on today about what time would it be? 2 p.m. UK time. Around that time, I'll be doing my match preview. And don't forget to join me for that. Before the watch along later on, guys, absolutely at 4:30 p.m. UK. 4 p.m. I'll be live with UK for the watch along. Man United against Arsenal, the biggest game in England, has been for the last 30 years. And what I would say is that, yeah, look, I'm looking at Man United at the moment, and I think that it's basically just getting the results to get us into Europe and getting into the Champions League. But it's nothing to do with performances at the moment for me. It's all about the result for me. I'm not really bothered about the performances now. As long as we get the result, that's the most important thing. Man United need to qualify for the Champions League, and performances and etc. will come as we go. Of course, guys, they will happen once we sign the players that we need to sign and bring in the midfielders that we need to bring in. Now, I would be very pleasantly happy. It would be very pleasant if Man United could bring in a couple of midfielders, 3 midfielders. Guys, it would be great if we can rebuild that midfield, and the overhaul is necessary for us to progress. Of course, Bruno Fernandes' future is also up in the air. Bruno Fernandes, of course, could be leaving at the end of the season, of course. Stayed at Manchester United due to the World Cup this summer. He didn't want to disrupt anything in regards to his family, in regards to himself and his World Cup aspirations. So he stayed at Manchester United. There is no World Cup next season, of course. So it is a possibility that Bruno Fernandes could leave Man United. However, this is not a guarantee. If Man United qualify for the Champions League, Bruno Fernandes could be persuaded to stay for another season if we are in the Champions League, of course, guys. And that is what the most important thing is. Man United qualify for the Champions League, be good all round for Man United, of course, guys. That is what it is all about. But you know what? It's going to be difficult for us to get into the Champions League. Of course, we got these games coming up. We got Newcastle away. We got Tottenham, of course, coming up. You know, and the West Hams and Fulhams of this world, which we haven't done notoriously well against in the recent years, of course, guys. But you know, I'm quietly confident. I'm quietly confident about Man United. I always have been, always will be. I think Man United will do it, and I have to believe it. If we don't believe it, who else is going to believe it, guys? I believe Man United will qualify for the Champions League. I do believe that this season, of course, guys. But reiterating, let's flash it back. Carlos Baleba to Manchester United, real possibility. 2026, 2027, Carlos Baleba in that Man United midfield. What do you think about that? Do you agree with the signing of Carlos Baleba? Now, there's a lot of pessimism around this signing because obviously his performances this season, and that's perfectly understandable. And I agree with people because obviously you have to look at football in a mature way. But I also bring in the factor of age. I bring in the factor of pressure. He's a young lad. He's young, and that's the thing, guys. He is a young lad, so we have to be fair on young players. We can't just throw them under the bus. At the end of the day, his dream probably was to move to Manchester United. And he wanted to go. He agreed to go to Man United in the summer, reiterated his stance in October. He wanted to go to Man United. And obviously, Man United prepared to sign Carlos Baleba in October, given his performances on the pitch. However, the sacking of Ruben Amram has put a pay to that. That's ended that theory, that narrative completely, because you know what? We paid 27 million to sack bloody Ruben Amram, of course, guys. And we wasted a lot of money this season on absolute nonsense. Ashwood and Ten Hag and Ruben Amram and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. So, guys, Carlos Baleba would have been signing for Man United this January. I actually believe that. But the sacking of Ruben Amram has put halt and kicked it down the road, guys. And it is wrong. It is disgraceful. But we have what we have. Now we have Michael Carrick. And obviously, there's lots of questions to be asked about Michael Carrick, not least today against Arsenal. If we get slapped up, it's the same old, isn't it? If Man United win against Arsenal, we're the best thing since sliced bread. Of course we are, and this is how we act, I know that if Man United win today, there'll be a lot of the people, Amram outers. There's a lot of obsessed Amram outers out there. They're ridiculously obsessed with him. I don't know why. I was on Mo's channel the other way. One kid came on and he was talking about sacking him. He's this, he's that. And I know this guy's obsessed. At the end of the day, what we do and what our responsibilities are is supporting the football club. What will happen to the manager will negotiate itself. Results matter, of course. But what will happen with the manager, that will negotiate itself. Of course it will. It's not up to us to start calling abusive names, stuff like that. Because I believe when you're aggressive and abusive in regards to manager, you lack the IQ and you lack the intelligence to articulate a compelling argument in regards to for and against. Some people really look at things simplistically, you know, and they don't look at the surrounding culture around the football club at the moment, which play a huge part in our success or not success, of course, guys, which is the board and which is the Glazers, etc., etc., etc. Of course, we're waiting for the protest on the 1st of February as well against Fulham. We got the 1st of February protest, of course, guys. So that is very, very exciting. I mean, because obviously we got a little bit of unity going on, which is great. Man United fans need to you need to show a little bit of unity. We're a massive fan base. We're passionate about the football club. And you know what, we need to start, calling out the owners and calling out Ineos and calling out everyone. It's the first time since we're going to be calling out Ineos officially, guys, which I thought they should have done a while back, by the way. They should have called out Ineos a while back, a long time ago. But we are, thankfully, better late than ever, we are going to call out the ownership. Now, Manchester United apparently rumoured to bringing out a new football jersey, a blue one. Guys, it looks a little bit like the 1980s blue Adidas jersey. It's Adidas Originals. And Man United are playing on the heartstrings of the Man United fans. Again, this is exactly why Man United are bringing out these nostalgic kits, because obviously Man United fans love nostalgia. We love nostalgia. It reminds us of the good old days and things like that. But we got to be very smart when it comes to these jerseys that are being released. We can't be, a weak touch, because we come across that way sometimes. I posted it today on my Twitter and people go, oh, I love it. I'm going to buy it. Oh my God, I'm going to buy it. It's ridiculous, guys. And we got to have a little bit of a backbone in regards to us, man. And honesty, because they're doing this by purpose, guys. They're doing this to manipulate you. Oh, my goodness me. Look at the new shirt. It just looks like 1986 back in the day. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And we got to get away from this kind of thing, because, they're playing you like a puppet on a string, guys. A puppet on a string. I released a song called Puppet Master many, many years ago, 2011. It went on Sky Sports. It went on everything. When you had to have a talent to get on Sky Sports, by the way. Nowadays, you don't really need a talent, really, at the end of the day. But when you needed the talent to get on Sky Sports, I had a song. My brother sang a song called Puppet Master, featuring Sway, who worked with Akon. And it was about this kind of thing, about people playing you like a puppet on a string. And this is exactly what Ineos are doing and the Glazers are doing. Let's release that blue Adidas kit. You remember that blue Adidas kit? It really reminds us of that date, doesn't it? At the end of the day, in the 80s and stuff like that. Why don't we re-release that? A similar one. And it's a beautiful kit. It's lovely. It's beautiful. I'm not buying it because I'm not going to feed into it and flip-flop and be a hypocrite. You know what I mean? And there's been a lot of beautiful kits come out for Man United. The black one this season, which reminded us of Eric Cantona and those days in the 1995 season. You know what I mean? These kind of things. We fall for the old trick at the end of the day. We need to carry on putting the pressure, carry on focusing on what is most important, and not be swayed away by lovely little jerseys and stuff like that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, because we are being easily manipulated, of course, guys, and they are playing you like a puppet on a string. But of course, rumors are rumors, and what when I read rumors and I read transfer news, it's not like I'm reading you transfer news because Man United are definitely going to sign him. I told you Man United are going to sign him. I told you Man United are going to sign him. Bremo. I told you Konya. I told you Lamens. I've told you all these players. I told you Patrick Dorgu. Before anyone was mentioning Patrick Dorgu, I said Patrick Dorgu on this channel. Before anyone was mentioning Bremo, I said in Bremo. Before anyone was mentioning, I said Konya. And scroll back. I mentioned Cole Palmer 2 weeks ago that he's coming to Man United. People are laughing. Now look at the airways, United stand, this and that, all talking about Cole Palmer. And I mentioned it 2 weeks ago, guys. Call me David Blaine, whatever you want to call me, but I have. But that doesn't mean that when we talk about players, that every single player will come to Man United. That doesn't mean that. It means that there's a list of players that Man United want to sign. All those players on that list, there could be about 100 to 1,000 people on that list, 1,000 players on that list. Doesn't mean we're going to sign 1,000 players. It just means one of those players will come to Man United. But what it does, it gives you an idea. It gives you an idea of what type of players are Man United are in for, what are we going to, what position we're looking for, etc., etc., etc. So this is why we get linked to players and we get to link to a number of players. Now, you may know and noticed on Stretford Post that I do mention a lot of players. But I mentioned the same player more than once because these are the main players that Man United in for. The Adam Waters, the Elliot Andersons, the Carlos Balebas. These kind of players that Man United are being linked to. Of course, they're going to be linked to Man United. They're the best midfielders in Europe at the moment, guys. And obviously, they've got Premier League experience and they're going to be linked to Man United. And Man United are very, very interested in bringing these players in. Now, love it or lump it, there is also another player that Man United are in for, which you guys may laugh. You may laugh, but Liam Delap. Liam Delap has rumored to be disillusioned by his time at Chelsea, and his representatives feel that he has made the wrong decision in joining Chelsea. Manchester United are still interested in the 22-year-old striker. Of course, there was a very big noise, but I mean, a lot of people felt we're going to sign Liam Delap in the summer. But Liam Delap to Manchester United is still a thing. I don't want him. Thank you, but no thank you. I don't want him injury prone. He made his decision. He made his bed. He has to lay in it and sleep in it, whatever you do in bed. And that is it at the end of the day. Liam Delap is still on Manchester United's radar, though. And that's what we're talking about, isn't it? Even though he's on Man United's radar in the summer and he went to Chelsea, he's still on Manchester United's radar. Now, guys, speaking about players that may leave the football club. Now, good old Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is at Barcelona, of course, on loan at Barcelona. Played some good games, some bad. Some of them not too good, some not too shit. Some of them not too good, sometimes it's a little bit shit. This is what Marcus Rashford is, right, at Barcelona. So, Marcus Rashford to Barcelona was supposed to be a 30 million deal after his spell, a 30 plus 5 million, I believe it was, after his spell at Barcelona. However, Barcelona have come in with a counter offer of 20 million euros plus 5 million incentives. Oh my goodness me. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Barcelona want to pay 25 million for Marcus Rashford. I can't believe this. This team are so stingy. How do they want to pay? Do they want to use food stamps? Is that what they want to do? They want to use food stamps. Is that what it is? My goodness me, Barcelona are a joke of a team. Honest to God, they are a joke of a team. 25 million for bloody Marcus Rashford. Who goes for 25 million these days? Who? He's an England international. You think of Marcus Rashford what you want to think about Marcus Rashford, right? But guys, I'm not his biggest fan anymore. But the thing is, he's definitely worth 40 plus. Absolutely worth 40 plus. This 25 million is an absolute insult to Manchester United. It is an absolute farce. I'm telling you right now, absolute joke ting, as we say in London. Do you know what I mean? They want to move it from 30, I think it's move it from 30 plus 5, which is very, very low anyway, to about 20 plus 5, which is I mean, at the end of the day, look, you're broke, just admit it. You know, they just don't want to spend the money on the players that we want. I guarantee you guys, if we had the same position and Barcelona loaned us a player, they'd be laughing at us if we said 20 plus 5 million. If we had Gavi or someone like that in our team on loan, they'll be laughing at us if we said 20 plus 5. It's an absolute joke thing. Absolutely, guys. But that is Manchester United, isn't it? Lots of news surrounding Manchester United, of course, and lots of ins and outs. There's going to be a lot of, how would I say it, business in the summer. Obviously, players leaving, of course. There's also the Rasmus Højlund thing. Rasmus Højlund thing is a little bit different. Napoli move with a little bit more respect than Barcelona. Napoli are much more of a, in my opinion, respected than Barcelona because they do things properly. They sign McTominay. You know, that's what they do. They got Rasmus on loan. They want Rasmus. Rasmus is a 40 million fee. And it does still look like that Napoli are going to do that deal. They're still going to sign Rasmus Højlund for 40 million. Big respect to them, of course, guys. Big respect to them. Jadon Sancho will be leaving the football club, of course. We've already lost Anthony. Rasmus will be leaving. Rashford looks like leaving. Maguire is going to leave. Casemiro is going to leave. Varane already left. Lindelof already left. And this is in a year, guys. How many players have already left Man United? And how many players have come into the football club? You know, and that's what we're talking about at the moment, guys. You know, we need to build up that squad. We really do. We are losing a lot of players, guys, at the moment, and we need to replace these players. Absolutely. We've got some good young players coming through, of course, guys, but we're also linked to some good young players as well, which is interesting. Let's see what happens in the next transfer window after the World Cup, of course, because I don't think Man United are going to do any business before the World Cup. Now, the date is the 25th of January, 2026. We've got a week. A week. This time next week, guys, final day. The window is closing. It's closed for another 6 months or so, isn't it? There we go, guys. It's closed. And no business. No business at all. Nothing at all, guys. And, it's a disgrace. Absolutely, it's a disgrace. I mean, spent our whole bloody window chasing interims and that, even though we knew who the interim was going to be, we still took bloody 2 weeks to do it. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But yeah, unless something miraculous happens this next week, Man United will not be signing any players this window, and we'll be waiting again until the summer, and again, we'll be missing out, guys. Absolutely. What disappoints me most is the fact that this season we got a very good opportunity. We got a huge opportunity. The league is not strong. The league is the weakest it's ever been. I would argue that with anyone. I mean, I don't care how much money teams spend. The players are still shit compared to years ago. And I would say that, these teams these days, they're not very good. And it is a very, very good opportunity for Man United to get into the Champions League this season. And spending a little bit of money, even if you loan a player like this, I mean, how much is Ruben Neves going to cost? 20 million at tops. Spending a little bit of money would have contributed a lot. Guys, especially someone like Ruben Neves, it would have done wonders for Manchester United this window. And I'm not saying it's the end, but it doesn't look likely that Man United are going to sign a player this window. And for me, that would be an absolute travesty and an absolute disgrace. Of course, there was rumours that Michael Carrick met up with Glazers and Ineos in Manchester, guys, to speak about the transfer window. I said it last week, and I repeat it. I think that they were speaking to Carrick basically just to say that they're not going to sign any players this window. That's what I think. Lots of people saying that they're asking Michael Carrick, what do you need? What do you want? Do we need a midfielder? Do we need a striker? Do we need a right back, left back? I think, honestly, they were saying that they ain't got the money and the peas to spend in this window. That's what I think, and it's coming to fruition. Because at the end of the day, even if they did ask Michael Carrick if he wanted any players, do you think Michael Carrick's going to say, yeah, I think I need a couple of midfielders in there? Because then they're going to say, oh, he's a bit like demanding, isn't he? He's a bit demanding, that old Michael Carrick, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys. Big up everyone in the community. You're all doing well. Welcome this Sunday morning. Match day, of course, guys. Match day vibes all day long, guys. It is match day vibes. Hope everyone is good in the stream, guys. Big up everyone. Good morning, Sanjay. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good morning, my friend. Hope you're blessed. Good morning, Sanjay. Good morning, Malcolm. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Good morning, Tyborg, the legend. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is good with you, of course, guys. Absolutely. RBM, what's going on? Good morning from Sweden. Let's go. Let's win today. Come on and big up Sweden. I hope you're doing well over there in lovely Sweden, of course, guys. Yes, absolutely. I concur. We need to support the lads today. Manchester United against Arsenal. Massive game, guys. There's a couple of games in the season that I always look at before the season. One of them is Liverpool, of course. The other one is Arsenal, and then there's Man City, of course. I look at the Arsenal game, and growing up, obviously, the biggest rivalry that Man United had at that time was Arsenal in regards to competitiveness on the pitch, not regards to history, in regards to the competitiveness on the pitch. And it was Arsenal against Man United. And the thing about Arsenal is they're one of those teams, that you just don't want to lose against, because at the end of the day, you look at their fan base are absolutely unbearable, guys. If Man United lose today, it will be, guys, let me guarantee it will be unbearable. And, I would much rather Man United get a result, get out of there and move on to the Fulham game. Absolutely. Even if we draw the game, I don't think that'd be the end of the world. If we win the game, we're going to banter them. And that's what happens at the end of the day. They don't like us. We don't like them. No secret about that, of course, guys. Lots of history in regards to Man United and Arsenal. I was raised in the time that we slapped up Arsenal a lot of times, though. We did slap up Arsenal a lot of times. We did give them a good hiding a lot of times, and we did get the better of them, So there is a little bit of bitterness from Arsenal fans as well about it, of course. Big up RBM. I hope you're doing well. Tyborg, Liverpool losing yesterday could be very good for us, Tyborg. Absolutely. They're fourth place, mate. Them losing is perfect for us. It's perfect. Even if we draw the game today, Tybo, we'd be 11 on points with Liverpool. No, it's anyone's game now. It's anyone's game. If Liverpool won yesterday, right, that would have been very, very significant because we're getting into like February now and they lost yesterday. If Man United win today, we're fourth. We're fourth in February almost. Like, guys, next game is February. Is it? Near February anyway. And we're fourth. You know, who can argue with that? Who can argue with that? At the beginning of the season, if someone said in February, I know we have to beat Arsenal, guys. I know, you know, I know we have to negotiate Arsenal first. I'm not getting carried away. But if someone said that at the beginning of the season, that Man United on February the 1st will be fourth place, I think many of us would have been, what? Don't be delusional. You're talking rubbish, Sal. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people would have said that because at the beginning of the season, before the season started, I said that we got a chance to top 4, right? And people were laughing at me. No, we're going to get 6th, 7th, 8th. I even saw 10. I even saw someone say 10th place is a good place. I said, oh my God, what are you? You guys, oh, but we came 15th last season. You've got to look at the context. And people tend not to look at context in football. I don't know why. They don't look at why we were 15th last season, what contributed to being 15th last season, etc., 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 and what happened off the pitch. And of course, we were putting all our eggs in that Europa League basket as well, which is why we down-tooled, which is wrong. I know it's not right, but that's why we down-tooled in the Premier League, of course, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Tybog. Big up, Max. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see Max in the house, of course. Guys, if we draw, we are fourth. Oh, if we draw, are we fourth? Are we better goal difference than Arsenal? Than Liverpool? I think we are. Yeah, good. RBM, hope next midfield will be Baleba, Elliot Anderson, and Wharton. I got you, RBM. That'd be absolutely fantastic, mate. You speak my language. You know my feelings. We dream the same dream. We want the same thing. Belinda Carlisle and all that. I absolutely agree with you, mate. That would be absolutely brilliant. If Carlos Baleba, Anderson, and Wharton were playing for Man United, title charge. That'd be absolutely amazing. I'll be delighted, mate, if we manage that. I mean, for Man United to fix their midfield, what is that? Man United fixing our midfield. We haven't had a great midfielder since Michael Carrick, and now he's managing Man United. Can you believe it? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'm feeling old. Yeah, look, that would be absolutely fantastic if Man United managed to have Andy Wharton, Carlos Baleba, and obviously Elliot Anderson in that midfield. It'd be absolutely fantastic. You know, for us to sign 3 midfielders, it would be brilliant anyway. You know, because we do need a lot. Ugarte, I actually think Ugarte will leave. I've got a feeling Ugarte will leave. He'll go to either Ajax, Galatasaray, or someone like that. Obviously, Casemiro has already announced that he's leaving. Bruno is up in the air. Obviously, Bruno could play as number 10. But I actually believe if Man United qualify for the Champions League, Bruno could be staying for another season. If we don't qualify for the Champions League, I do believe that Bruno could be leaving the football club. I think that, guys. But it's all down to Manchester United at the end of the day. Collier out the club. Sekou Kone not ready. Could be going on loan next season. And Chido Martin could be going on loan as well. Guys, rumours about Chido Martin going on loan to the Championship is rife. That could happen. I think that'd be a good move for both players. I really do think so. I would love these players to go on loan to a Premier League club. That'd be brilliant. But it looks like they'll be going down to the Championship, unfortunately. Hey, big up RBM. Big up Black Sheep. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Good to see you, mate. Tyborg, I wouldn't sell Ugarte yet. This is a player I think Dalot, Maguire, Shaw should be on the top of the list when it comes. I agree with you, Tyborg. I absolutely agree with you. But we have to look at who wants who. And you know, nobody wants Luke Shaw. You know, this is the thing. Nobody wants Dalot. You know, but there's a queue of clubs who want Ugarte. This is the thing, isn't it? Dalot, he's got a possibility. I mean, there was obviously these mythical lies about him. Real Madrid are interested in him and stuff, which is just a little bit of PR, in my opinion. We could probably make money for Dalot, probably about 20 million, probably, if we're lucky. But Ugarte, we could probably push it up to 30, 40 million, you know, which will be good for Man United. So Man United are looking at, obviously Ugarte is not playing for Man United. This is the key here. Shaw, Dalot, and Maguire are playing for Man United. Ugarte is not playing for Man United. And Ugarte simply not performed at Man United to the level. I'm not saying Shaw, Maguire, and Dalot have, but Ugarte is getting a lot of money. He's obviously not playing football. He's on the bench. So I think that they're going to be looking at him for selling him down the line. I wouldn't sell him. He wouldn't be the first player on my list to sell him. No, it would be obviously those players you mentioned. But obviously, Man United work on the business level, don't they? And they look at players who are playing and players who are not playing and stuff like that. Yeah, by the way, Max, you mentioned Angelo Stiller. Still a big fan of Angelo Stiller. Angelo Stiller is a very, very highly rated player. I think he's underrated in regards to who we're linked to. Absolutely. RBM, probably more chance getting Stiller than Baleba. I think he will cost 2, but wait and see what Happy Manu get in the game time. The thing about Baleba, RBM, is that Baleba's already agreed to go to Manchester United. Stiller has been flirting with Real Madrid. That's the difference. Real Madrid are interested in Angelo Stiller as well. And Stiller has already openly said that he would love to move to La Liga and he would love to move to Real de Madrid, of course, guys, as they always want to do. If I was, for example, Angelo Stiller, I would go to the Premier League. If I was Anderson, I would go to Man United, at the end of the day. Because if you go to Man United, you're going to be worshipped at Man United. Man United will support you. You'll play more or less every single game. And you'll become a superstar at Man United, And it'd be great for a German player to come to Man United because not many German players have gone to Man United and succeeded. We had Schweinsteiger, which I love Schweinsteiger, by the way. Came too late in his career, of course, But the way Schweinsteiger acts is how an ex-pro should act. You know what I mean? He loves Man United and stuff like that. I would love Angelo Stiller at Man United. I really would. So, look, guys, there's a bracket of players there. Carlos Baleba, Anderson, Wharton, Stiller, Kone, Yori Giza of Athletic Bilbao, Guerra, obviously, of Valencia. There's a number of players there that Man United could look at. Ole, who I said yesterday, the young Trabzonspor player as well. There's him as well. There's lots of talented players out there in Europe that Man United could possibly sign in that midfield. But there are standout players, obviously. Stiller, Anderson, Wharton, Baleba. Those are the standout ones. And as I've always said in football, there's no smoke without fire. Absolutely. Big up. Big up, Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Really good to see you in the house, of course. Guys, absolutely good to see you. Big up everyone in the house, guys. Big up everyone. Guys, don't forget to smash a like. Big up Earthfan. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about Cole? Who? Cole Palmer or Andy Cole? Andy Cole retired a long time ago, Ruben. We're talking about Cole Palmer. Spoke about him yesterday, my friend. Sanjit, you absolute legend. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. It might be a dumb question, but how do we sign all these players if we starve United of funds? Man United are not signing all the players that I mentioned. Again, this is what I'm saying, Sanjit. Man United will sign a couple of those players, 3 players. The reason how Man United could sign the players, well, look at it. We're going to be losing Rashford. We lost Sancho, right? We're going to lose Casemiro. Casemiro's on 350k a week. We're going to be losing those players. Man United could be losing Maguire. That's another 200 bags a week. Do you know what I mean? There's news about Luke Shaw leaving the football club. There's news about Dalot leaving the football club. That obviously we've lost Anthony, as well. He's another one who'll be leaving. Some players will be going on loan. Some players will be, their wages will be paid for and stuff like that. So Man United will have money. Man United will have money for FFP. Don't worry about that. And you know what? By the time it gets to July, that is the new fiscal year. So Man United will be able to splash out on some players. Don't be deceived. Don't think that we haven't got no money, Sanjay, because we have. And where did that 62 million for Semenyo go? Do you know what I mean? There's another one right there. We have to hold them accountable. We have to hold the board accountable. They have money. Oh, yes, they have money, right? And don't fall for these tricks because we do. Now, Man United need to sign 3 midfielders. Of course, we're going to be losing 2, Ugarte and Casemiro, in my opinion. I think they're gone. Man United need to sign 3 midfielders. And I think they will. I think they can. But obviously, it does also depend on Manchester United qualifying for that Champions League. Qualifying for that Champions League, I think you get, 86 million to 100 million, something around that. I could be wrong, but it's around that mark. If you qualify for the Champions League, that's a player right there. That's a player right there and more. At the end of the day. And obviously, with sponsorships and stuff, and obviously, you attract a better caliber of player as well because players want to play in the Champions League, I think. But Sanjay, you're a legend. Thank you so much for your super chat. Absolutely. Big up yourself. Tyborg, my guy. Frankfurt lost at home yesterday. What's going on, Tyborg? Yesterday, and the players were forced to confront the ultras after the final whistle. Our players can get away with anything. It's down to the ownership. It's down to us as fans as well, Tyborg. You're absolutely right. Look, our fans are so easily persuaded. This is why I mentioned the jersey before, where I mentioned that Man United are releasing a new jersey and stuff like that, because I know how our fans are and I know how excited our fans get. I get excited by new Man United jerseys, don't get me wrong, but I put my feelings, my attraction to jerseys to one side, and I think about what's best for the football club on the long term. And I haven't purchased a shirt for many, many years, guys. The only shirt I got was 10 years ago. Probably was it now 8 years ago? Now 7 years ago? The pink shirt, which my wife bought for me. It was a present. You know what I mean? But I haven't gone out there and purchased any Man United shirt for many, many years, guys. And I wouldn't. You know, the only ones I have are like the retro ones up here. I have them ones. And that's about it. I'm not going to be purchasing any other shirt. And this is the problem with the Man United fan base. Like you said, we need an ultra mentality. The ultra mentality, which Inter Milan, AC Milan, Frankfurt, and other teams around Europe have. We don't have that. We want Glazed out, say, we want Glazed out. Hit the hut, the hippity baby, the hit hut, the don't stop, the boogity boogity bee. That's what we have, you know? And we need to be more aggressive, and fair play to everyone that is protesting. You know, I'm not taking anything away from it, but we do need to be more aggressive. We do need to be more intimidating, because unfortunately, the protests just don't work to a level. The only thing that works is stopping the money flow. Stopping the money coming in, cancelling games, things like that. I know, guys, I'm not self-righteous. You know, at the end of the day, Man United will be here long after I'm gone. But the thing is this. For a brighter future, we have to do things that hurt sometimes. We have to do things that actually, you know what, ruin our fun. You know, fans love going to the games, love having a pint before the game, love having their fish and chips, love going and buying some merchandise. I did the same going to Man United. I go, what am I going to buy today? I'm going to go to the mega store. Let me buy this. Let me buy that. Let me buy that. I used to do the same. I used to love it. I used to love my £20 fish and chips. it was, guys. I did, you know. But we have to think away from fun now. We have to think about what's best for Man United in the long term. How Man United going to succeed in the long term? If we carry on feeding into their pockets, you know, we're going to be back where we were, guys, at the end of the day. And we're never going to get anywhere in this repetitive, nasty cycle, in my opinion. Absolutely. Big up, Tyborg. Max, you make sure the next donor invests first on the team. And that's what the most important thing is for me, Max. The next owner, it'd be such a godsend if we had another owner. First of all, if we got another owner at Man United, it'd be absolutely amazing if we managed to get another owner at Man United. And the first team should be the first team first. You know, the first team should be the priority. Fixing the team, fixing the spine of the team should be the priority of Manchester United. That should be the priority, guys. Absolutely. And the stadiums and all these vanity projects, the tents and all that, should be coming a little bit later down the line. You know what I mean? I would like to think a lot later down the line. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. Irfan, Marcus Rashford shit, sometimes a little shit, sometimes a little more shit. Your guess is as shit as mine. Absolutely. He plays when he wants to. They can have bind it for 25 minutes. Oh, God. Anyone pays, but look, listen, I mean, we'd be lucky to get 5. It's a boycott. They work on changing behaviors. It's a boycott. They work on changing behaviors. Big up, Ephraim. Sal, Barcelona is the worst team to negotiate to transfers. Very stingy team, guys. The way that Barcelona do business is very embarrassing. If I was Barcelona, I'd be embarrassed with myself. I would be, guys, because the way they do business. I mean, some may say they're clever, some may say they're stingy. Because I see Barcelona. You know, Barcelona will slap down 100 million. You know that, if they want to. They will go and buy another player out there in Europe for 100 million. Wouldn't even think about it. But for Man United, I think Man United are a soft touch. And this is exactly why they're bidding 25 million, 20 million plus incentives for Marcus Rashford, because they know we're soft touch. They know our board are useless. They know it. We're known all around Europe that our board is useless. Do you know what I mean? Absolutely. Absolutely. Irfan, agree with you 100%. So this year EPL is a low-key poor compared to previous seasons. Smaller teams are doing better than more accomplished clubs. But football in general has regressed to a level that I've never seen it. And anyone who thinks that it hasn't regressed has just got an agenda, sports Arsenal or something like that. Arsenal fans, of course, Arsenal fans and the undercover Arsenal fans, they want to elevate the Premier League because they want to add weight to their achievement. And I'm not taking nothing away from Arsenal's achievement. Absolutely not. If they win the league. I'm saying that they've won a league at a time when it is the worst league in history, right? And this Arsenal team, I said it, and a lot of people were comparing the Arsenal team to 2008 team. The top 5 in the 2008 season would win the league this season. And that's what I said. I would go as far as top 8 will win the league this season. This league is weak. The players are useless. They're not as good as they used to be. Look, guys, when have we ever seen an absolute thunderbolt 35-yard screamer in the Premier League? When do we see great goals these days? Great goals are gone now, guys. Great goals are gone. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. And we don't see any goals these days that I can look at and think, wow, that was an amazing goal and stuff like that. Nowadays, it's all tiki-taka nonsense. You know what I mean? It's overpassing and stuff. Spot on, Sal. The obsession with Amram, it seemed like they're jealous about him. There's a lot of people came on the channel, guys. A lot of rude people that when they talk about Amram, they talk with insults and, also internet warrior sort of thing, which they do. Crazy, I would say that they're clowns, mate. They're clowns. And a lot of them are kids anyway. You know, I mean, they're kids. And at the end of the day, they don't know nothing about this football club. And that's as simple as that. You know what I mean? Supporting the club 10, 15 years. Sal, some of our fans defending Ineos is out of my mind how I think they enjoy it. You know why that is, Ephraim? A lot of them are supporting Ineos because they committed to supporting Ineos at the beginning and their IQ lacks the invention for them to change their opinion. And that's what it is. They don't want to be proven wrong. They don't want to look stupid. And that's what it is at the end of the day. You know, they want to justify what they said is the right thing because they were wrong and they actually harmed the football club. They did. They contributed towards Manchester United being like this right now. They contributed to Man United penny pinching. They contributed to Ndidi and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. That's what they've contributed to, rather than Anderson and Wharton and that right now, this window. That's what they contributed to. I guarantee you, if we are Qatar, we'll be buying players this window. Absolutely. Tybo, I'm curious to know about the performance today. Not many fans expect us to get points today. I actually do, but I believe we will get at least a draw. Arsenal can also struggle against Lobo. Arsenal don't really blow teams away, Tybo. This is why I think Man United are in a good vibes at the moment. We've got a little bit of bounce going on. I think Man United, I wouldn't be shocked if Man United won today, right? I wouldn't be shocked if Man United won today. If Man United won today, it'd be absolutely incredible. But Man United are a bit of a buzz. Arsenal don't score many goals. Big respect to Arsenal. The biggest threat I see from Arsenal is the set pieces. Funny enough, it's the set pieces because I think Man United are not very good at defending set pieces. Now that we've lost our set piece coach as well, I think Man United struggle with set pieces. And I think Arsenal will be looking at corners. They'll be looking at free kicks and things like that. And I think that is where Man United can come undone today. I don't think Man United are going to be outplayed, outwitted and stuff. I actually think Arsenal are going to sit back and try and play like not a low block, but a mid block sort of thing to analyze Man United. Because Man United will be looking at a more of a counter-attacking style of play today. It's pretty obvious. I would be extremely shocked if we pick a different team than we played Man City. I think we're going to approach this game exactly how we approached the Man City game, in my opinion. But I do believe we got a chance, guys. I do believe it, guys. We got a chance. Absolutely. Let's see. Absolutely. Cut your losses and get 30 million for both Dalot and Ugarte. No, mate. Smash the likes, guys. Absolutely. Big up, Ephraim. Tyborg. You don't sell players, two good players. Well, I mean, Dalot alone's worth 20 million. I know what people think about him, but it's 20, 25 million minimum. Ugarte is 40 million. What you would... Nah, man. That's Glazonomics, man. Haven't bought any merch since 2010, and I won't until the Glazers are around. Not following the official socials or any player socials. I love the club itself. Don't care about shirts, haircuts, or cars. Absolutely, Tyborg. It's about the football club, Tyborg. And ultimately, that is what matters. That's all that matters here. You know, it's up to us not to get overly giddy about, shirts and things like that. Unfortunately, we can't help ourselves. They will buy the season tickets. They'll get the shirts. This is why when someone said Man United being relegated will help Man United, it won't. All that Ineos need to do, right, is compensate for the money they lost for the Premier League, which they could easily do a Saudi Arabian game or something like that, or create another sponsorship deal. And the Man United fans will buy the merchandise, release another shirt, and the Man United fans would queue up for the new shirt. You know what I mean? That's what they're doing. They're not... Look, success on the football pitch, I'm resigned to know that Ineos want to spend the minimum for the absolute maximum. So, you know, as long as they're making the money, they don't care about what happens on the pitch. I'm pretty certain about that. As long as the money's rolling in, they don't care whether we play in League One, League Two. They just care about the money rolling in. And Man United will always be supported. The fan base are very loyal. No one is going to leave the fan base. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to leave the fans. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and they'll queue up for more shirts. They'll queue up to buy the new shirt. The new jersey will be sold out, record sales and stuff like that. Mugs, t-shirts, hats, whatever. They'll make it happen. Unfortunately, we get easily manipulated and we get easily swayed by new shiny new toys and things like that. Do you know what I mean? And that's the problem. And we don't look at the most problem thing. Mandem, what's going on? Long time. Hope you're doing well. Does Lucas have a mental issue? Welcome aboard, Mandem. I mean, he has a hatred issue, definitely. He's the same person that openly leaked the City game lineup. He then posts how the leaks are disapproved by the board and are currently doing an investigation. Samuel Luckhurst should be banned and fined for Manchester United. He should never, ever be in another Manchester United press conference ever again. If Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge of Manchester United, Sir Alex Ferguson would have banned Samuel Luckhurst a long time ago. A long time ago. He would not be anywhere near Manchester United press conferences. As we know, Alex Ferguson refused to do BBC interviews. Even though he was obliged to do it contractually, he boycotted it. There you go. Samuel Luckhurst would have been out that door, you know, quicker. So quick, you know, at the end of the day. And he don't support Man United. He's a representation of Man United, a guy who doesn't support Man United. He doesn't have the best interest in Man United at heart, and absolutely atrocious, nasty, manipulative little human being. Absolute prat he is. I do believe he has been kicked out of press conferences before, leaking team news and stuff like that. He needs to move away from Man United. He has no interest in Man United. He instigated the Amram sacking. Now that Amram's been sacked, what's he instigating now? He's instigating leaking team news. He's doing that. The reason that he didn't like Ruben Amram is because Ruben Amram wouldn't let him get anywhere near team news. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, and here we are, guys. You know, still we're talking about Samuel Luckhurst going to a press conference leaking team news. It's disgraceful. Absolutely disgraceful. He needs to be far away from Man United press conferences and stuff like that. An absolute pillock he is. I'm telling you, what a prat. He's an absolute prat, mate. And he needs to disappear from Manchester United. Absolutely. But yeah, we need to be ruthless, guys. We need to be ruthless. And this is the thing. This whole part of being winning team is to be ruthless. And unfortunately, we're ruthless with the wrong things. True, the Liverpool loss is an advantage for us to get top four. I really today's win, since Arsenal fans are talking smack like they are playing with a League One team. Look, they've already won the treble, apparently, according to lots of people. You know, they've already won the league, according to lots of people. It's up to Man United, Mandem. It's up to Man United. It's up to us to show them, innit? Let them talk their smack. Let them talk their nonsense. Let them do what they want to do. Let them say what they want to say. It's up to us to win today. And if we win today, they're only 4 points off the top, guys. You know, and at the end of the day, we all know how quickly an 8-point lead can get overturned, let alone a 4-point lead. You know, I'm not saying that Arsenal are not going to win the league, but they're downplaying Man United like we're any team. They're going to get a huge shock today. Let me tell you that right now. They will get a huge shock today. It will be absolutely delightful if Man United manage to get points from them today. And that's not because of Man City and because of that, because I hate Man City as well. I dislike Man City as well. But one thing I would say is that I want to win today. I only focus on what Man United are doing. I want Man United to qualify for the Champions League. On goes Michael Carrick, and we go into that Fulham game. And that's what will happen. And we get into vibes. We're going to play a counter-attacking game, so you never know what could happen. We won there before, even when people don't expect us, you know, at the end of the day. Mandem, Also, Sal, have you noticed how Arsenal fans talk about the club that have a heritage and have won trophies, especially in this season? They are talking as if United, Liverpool, and City are in League One. Arsenal have the arrogance of Real Madrid and the ability of, and the trophy cabinet of Blackburn Rovers. You know, this isn't even a lie, guys. This isn't even trying to be a soundbite here. This isn't. Arsenal have the arrogance of Real Madrid and the trophy cabinet of Blackburn Rovers. Right? They have zero European pedigree. They have no European trophies in there. They're one of the oldest clubs in the world. They have no European trophies. They have the Cup Winners' Cup. Granted, you have the Cup Winners' Cup, which don't exist anymore. Don't exist anymore. The 1-0 to the Arsenal, all them songs you made about it against Parma and that. It doesn't exist anymore. Look, talking about Champions League. Champions League, Europa League, Arsenal do not have that. They do not have the Europa League. They do not have the Champions League. They don't have that. So they have no right to be judging City. But I'm not talking about City because City were given success, right? City will be probably in the Championship right now if it wasn't for Abu Dhabi. But what I would say is this, right? Liverpool and Man United are the most successful teams in England, and they built their success organically at a time when football was much more difficult, in my opinion. And they will never get to Man United's level. And so don't be surprised if Man United put one in their coffin today, right? And listen, like Man United, never write off Man United, guys. And every time I have an opportunity to play this video, I tell you right now, I'm going to play it as much as I could because you know what? I will say this and I want people to remember this every single time.
Don't underestimate Manchester United.
Precisely that. Precisely that, guys. Don't underestimate Manchester United. Never underestimate Manchester United, of course. Tyborg, Arsenal's best player left them to have a chance at winning the trophy of Man United. That says a lot. Robin Van Persie left Arsenal. We took Robin Van Persie. The only player that they've taken for Man United is bloody Mikel Silvestre. Danny Welbeck, by the way. I never thought we should have sold Danny Welbeck. I thought that was a big mistake. As proven. Kenny, we are winning against Arsenal tonight, and I'm fully, humbly confident. Big up, Kenny. I hope so, mate. It'll be lovely. We'll be on vibe. Sal, what does it take to get the owners out? Regeneration project cancelled. It doesn't look like that's going to be cancelled because, you know, we don't unite. You know, I wrote a letter to the Manchester United government and they just don't listen to Man United fans. We need to protest more aggressively. We need to boycott games. We need to stop games. We need to stop season tickets. We need to stop buying merchandise. We need to do all that. It needs to be more aggressive. In fact, in 2005, we were more aggressive than we are now. Look at protests from 2005. Look at now. It's night and day. It's night and day. You know, it's a bit like CBB protest. Man United had the CBB protest. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we need to be more of an aggressive 18 plus protest. Do you know what I mean? But don't know if we'll do it. Black Sheep, Ty from AFTV is the worst fan I've seen in my lifetime from anywhere. Horrible little man. I hope we smash them today. The thing with Ty, I don't think he's mentally correct. I think he's mentally deranged, absolutely. And I think he needs help. I think I said it, you know, when someone is born into this world, there's something called Arsenal-nitis. Arsenal-nitis is a disease you get when you support Arsenal. Now, it's a disappointing disease because it's a bit like a combination of things. It's like a combination of different illnesses in one. And they all involve the mental issue. One of them is delusions of grandeur. That is one of the side effects of Arsenal-nitis. That is one of them. Delusions of grandeur, where you think you're the best team in the world. You know, like those tinted glasses like that. You put it over your eyes and you can see trophies everywhere. You take it off and you could see a mud hut. That is what Arsenal are. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that is what they are. They are a delusional bunch that, you know, even if they win the league this season, so what? Leicester won the league, one off. At the end of the day, they feel like they got 6 European Cups, 10 to, I mean, as I said, delusions of grandeur. And they got the arrogance of Real Madrid and they've got the trophy cabinet of Blackburn. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, guys. And what can you do about these guys? You know, I've put up with a lot of Arsenal fans my whole life. My whole life is I've been these Arsenal fans. They've been the same. Absolutely. Absolutely. Kenny, smash the likes for Scouser's Tears. Thank you, Kenny. Legend. Thank you, guys. Not to be salty. Big up Neil Gunner. What's going on? But United fans forgot you played better 1-0 than the metric. We played better in a 1-0 loss, Neil. We wouldn't have lost if our board bought us a goalkeeper before. We waited and waited and waited for a new goalkeeper, and lo and behold, we made a mistake. I thought it was a foul, but anyway, doesn't matter now. We would have at least got a draw in that game, Neil. Right, and I feel like that was unfortunate because the corner wasn't even a corner, in my opinion, and Bayern there made a ridiculous howler, and which led to the goal. Weak. A good goalkeeper would have just punched it out, and yeah, story of our season. You know what I mean? Play well, and obviously, you know what I mean? This is the first Arsenal squad that have a shot at winning the league in over 20 years and are competing in the Carabao, FA Cup and Champions League. This is why they are super glazed in their club. Look, you can't take away achievements. If they won the treble or they won something like that, then fair play to them and congratulate them. However, the league this season, football in Europe this season, guys, in this last year, in fact, has been the worst it's ever been. I'm telling you right now. I said it. They're comparing the Man United team to the Arsenal team in 2008, Man United 2008 team, to this team of Arsenal. I said it. They're the top 10 will win the league this season in that era. The top 10 will win the league. That's how poor this league is today. Big up Neil, by the way. Big up Mandem as well. Big up everyone in the stream, of course, guys. Absolutely. Morning, Mark. How you doing? Big up Short writing. He should be in the England squad. Team leagues don't. I mean, he shouldn't be in the England squad. Why should he be in the England squad? He's played poorly this season. Just because he's been playing doesn't mean he should be in England. Oh, my goodness me, he's been poor, to be honest. 98 people watching, only 25 likes. Come on, people, push the likes, guys. 50 likes minimum, guys. Guys, please don't forget to smash a like on the way in, guys. We got 96 at the moment. Please don't forget to smash a like on the stream, guys. Very important you smash a like. Very important for the algorithms and stuff like that. So if you guys can do that for me, get me up to at least 50. If more, fantastic. That'd be absolutely brilliant. Really, really appreciate every single one of you. Join me this morning, and we talk about Man United, and we're pushing the channel. We're pushing the narratives. We have to fight the powers that be at the top. That's what we have to do, especially with Stretford Post. We will always fight the powers that be. Of course, guys, that is how we do on this channel. Big up the community. Schmeichel, Tyborg, Schmeichel at corners used to hit the ball and 3 or 4 players too. That's what he should have done. That's what Bayern there should have done against Arsenal, and we wouldn't have lost that game. He was passive. He was weak. He jumped and he fell back. It was a horrible goal to concede, and a very weak goalkeeper. A strong goalkeeper, but any strong goalkeeper throughout the eras would have punched that ball away. You know, I even think that David De Gea, who wasn't the best on corners, would have punched that ball away. It was an awful, awful goal to concede. Yes, there was a foul in there. It wasn't a corner and all that jazz. But what happened is happened. It's the past. And the great thing about football is that you have a chance to move on, don't you? And you have a chance to put the wrongs right, of course, which will be a difficult game today, guys. It's going to be a nerve-wracking game. We're going to be nervous. Thankfully, Liverpool lost yesterday, so we're not going to be in that much trouble if we lose, even though we don't want to lose, of course, absolutely. What would be your team? What would be your team? Be the same as City? At the moment, Neil, I would say absolutely yes. The team will be the same as the City game. I would think it would be foolish to change the team. I think it will be Dalot right back, Harry Maguire right centre back, Lucha Martinez left centre back, Luke Shaw left back. It will be Mainu and Casemiro in that midfield. It will be Bruno as the number 10, Ahmad on the right, of course, guys, as well, and then Bremo as well, guys, up front. That's what it will be. I think. Yeah, I think that's all there is, isn't it? I think that's it. Oh yeah, and Dorgu on the left. Dorgu will be playing on the left as well, on the left of midfield, attacking. Absolutely. Asif, Big up, Asif. How you doing? The day to enter the top 4 gates are open again. No excuse left. These players have to prove it today. They are united for a reason. Agree with Asif. Agree. Proof is in the pudding, Asif. Absolutely. And the buildup prove it as well. So that's true. No matter the league or competition, the quality of football these days is awful. Sometimes I watch a game and wonder what the shit. I mean, football has regressed. I mean, anyone who doesn't think football has regressed has been watching football only a few years. They don't understand what football actually was. You remember some of the goals we used to see in the 90s? Players like Matt Letizia and Gianfranco Zola, Andy Cole. I mean, that is ability. That is class. That's what we're talking about here, guys. Absolutely. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys. Don't forget, I've given you the link to the match preview. I will be doing a match preview later on, guys. Obviously, I didn't bring you one the other day. I'll be giving my idea of what the Man United team's going to be and the results and things like that and what the ins and outs are going to be. So don't forget to join me for that, guys. Morning, Marcus. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're good, guys. Absolutely. But guys, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Don't forget to smash the like on the way in, guys. It's really important for the stream. And don't forget to put your notifications on and all that jazz. If you guys can do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn. And I'll see you for the match preview and the watch along coming on later on, the big one. Come on, guys. See you soon. Big up Crystal Palace. Hope they do the business against Chelsea as well, guys. Have a great day. See you later on. Peace.